All right, the picture you're seeing is actually the picture of Uchechi Okukano, the wife of Nnamdi Kanu, who is currently down with an unknown ailment, in the hospital. Uchechi Kanu is currently undergoing a serious treatment in the hospital, I think in London, yeah? And the truth is that this woman, despite every ordeal, despite what must have transpired, this woman has actually gone through a lot. She and her son. It is not easy, to not have your husband, an innocent man, being abducted by the zoo government. She stood firm, and also, despite the whole ordeal that happened, she never actually gave up. There is the importance of a man in the home. And when the man is absent, a lot of things goes down. Even in an organization, when a leader is not there, a lot of things go wrong. And as I'm talking to you, this woman is critically ill, as you can see from the picture. She is critically ill, and the reality is that we must continue to pray for her quick recovery. Forget your differences. The reality is that she is still the wife of Nnamdi Kanu. This information might not actually gone viral because of the fact that the zoo government will continue to hide important informations like this. And that is the major reason why we'll try as much as possible to expose this kind of information and make it go viral so that people will know the ordeal of Nnamdi Kanu and his family. Our prayers are with them. Uchechi Kanu. We pray that nothing happens to her, because it will be a total disaster and it will be a victory for the zoo government. Now let us go into other issues, because the reality is that the zoo has actually gone down, and so many things is currently happening in the Zoological Republic of Animal Kingdom, Nigeria. Please make sure you share this video to as many groups and platforms as possible.
Fulani bandits seize over 50 armor tanks and over 1,000 AK-47 assault rifle belonging to the Nigeria military. Here are the news in details. Wonderful people of Biafra, lovers of freedom all over the world, you are welcome once again to Biafra Unite channel /television this very moment. Today's date is 12th of August 2025, and I have a video for you. My people, there is a current video which is currently trending all over the not social media platform, but WhatsApp groups, because the Zoological Republic of Animal Kingdom government and its military terrorists do not want the people to see this video. They don't want this video to trend on social media. So they have done everything within their powers to make sure that this video does not see its way through Facebook or other social media platforms. But we are here. So long as we have gotten hold of this video, we are going to put it on social media, whether they like it or not. My people, I will be playing this video while talking on top of it because that breezy, that wind has blown. And now we have seen that reverend fathers also wear trousers. We have seen the nyash of the fowl. So I want us to watch this video together with us to understand what is going on. And I'm going to explain it. Look at them. Over 50 armored tanks and more than 1,000 assault rifles taken over by the Fulani bandits. In fact, they did not just seize vehicles and all this armory. No, it was delivered to them. Oh yes. Hey.
Beid, dengar dah fe. Beid, dengar dah fe. Woi getat. Alhamdulillah. Woi getat. Tum dekat je na. Tum dekat je na.
It has I want the word.
Zulkarnain. Ya mat. Zulkarnain.
They play this
Ya mat.
Fulani terrorists.
Oh, Akbar.
Fulani terrorists in possession of all these. And nobody should tell me, forget about the title. Forget about the title of this video. Nobody should tell me that they seized them. That Fulani terrorists seized all these armored tanks on your screen. Nobody should tell me that. I want to believe that these armories, these tanks, were all delivered to Fulani terrorists. This is what I want to believe. Until Nigeria military come and clear the air with their lies and deceit. They must come and lie to the Zoological Republic of Animal Kingdom citizens once again and the world at large. They must come and lie as usual. I'm waiting for them. So nobody should tell me they seized them. How did they seize it? Have they been seizing them one after the other, one by one, for the past 3 years and decided to showcase all of them together today? Is that what really happened? I want to say that the answer is no. They were, if you look at them, let us analyze it briefly. If you look at the vehicles, you will see that they are all standard. They are all standard and in one shape, the same kind of vehicle, all of them, one type, the same kind of tank. You understand? The same kind of machine guns, all of them. That is to show you no be Galona company. Go to Nyemka, give me this one, I want this, I want this, I want that. And they all came down together to Nigeria and it was delivered to these terrorists in the forest. This is what I want you to understand. They were not being taken one by one. No, they were all delivered to them at the same time. And what for? The reason why these tanks, these armories, were delivered to the bandits, to Fulani terrorists, is simply to use it to conquer Nigeria. There is nothing more. Don't believe any other thing they want to come out and tell you. It is strictly for the conquest of the Zoological Republic of Animal Kingdom, Nigeria. I'm assuring you, I'm letting you know this is reality. Anybody who says something else contrary to this, you're on your own. Look at them. These are chabe, chara. I wrote they say all these vehicles, I wrote the chafama, they are very, very clean, as in fana choco. Watch, you see how the group of people not in possession of this armory. Watch, Yanofa. Look at them. Just watch them. I want you to take a look at them. Look at the group of people. Look at the ragtag janjaweed. Look at the only the timidity, the way they look like pot, like touts. That there is a problem. They are going to use this armory, these tanks that have been delivered to them to overrun Nigeria, as in the Zoological Republic of Animal Kingdom, Nigeria is in trouble. I'm telling you. They have been able to ransack the entire north. Now with these machines in their possession, now can you imagine what they can do with it? The north, you are in trouble. The north is in trouble. What you have seen over the years since 2011, 009, 2010, 11 till today is just a tip of an iceberg. It's just a tip of an iceberg. In fact, they are just beginning. By the time they will unleash this mayhem that is coming, by the time they will unleash these armories that you are seeing on your screen, I want to assure you that it's going to be a big trouble in the north. The north is in trouble. This is the reason why. This is the reason why we say we want Biafra. Because we have already seen it. We have seen where the zoo is heading to, and we said no, we cannot follow the zoo into that oblivion that is heading. And I want to use this medium to tell every tribe in the zoo, everybody in the Zoological Republic of Animal Kingdom, Nigeria, must work for the total disintegration of the Zoological Republic of Animal Kingdom, Nigeria. Minus that, we are all in trouble. The Fulani has sworn that they are going to stop at nothing until they achieve their dream, until they achieve the plan of Osman Danfodio. It is a promise. It is not a threat, because they are doing it. We all are seeing it. So they are real. These things are reality. These things are not drama. This is not Nollywood. I want people to understand that the more the zoo stays, the more the Zoological Republic of Animal Kingdom Nigeria stays, the more it lasts, the more the death toll rises to the climax in the Zoological Republic of Animal Kingdom Nigeria. It's not going to stop. There is no government that will stop it. Not even P2B. Nobody can stop it, because you cannot go against those who believe that the power lies in their hands, and they have 100% backing from the United Kingdom. Are you paying attention? And do you know why they have this 100% backing from United Kingdom? Because UK, Britain, is using them to continue their neo-colonization in Nigeria, or should I say in Africa at large. United Kingdom and France are using these people. They are just like a willing tool to the West. They are using them to accomplish their mission, which is to continue the neo-colonialism in Africa. So it's not stopping anytime soon. I'm telling you, it ain't stopping anytime soon. The only solution is to your tent, O Israel. Everybody must go their separate ways in order for you to secure your land, in order for you to be able to maximize your potentials, in order for you to be able to, utilize your resources to secure your nation. Whichever resources you have, you use it to secure your land. That is the only option. Apart from that, they are not time. Not today, not tomorrow. They are still re-equipping themselves. You can see on your screen. And Nigeria government is helping them. Because if the government is not involved, which road? I want to know which road all this marching passed through. Now we want to know which road all these armories, all these vehicles, which road did they pass before they got to this place? And were there no securities along those roads? We want to know. By the time they will give us answer, that plan in the secret will be made open. I want everybody to begin to ask them questions. All Nigerians must ask the Nigerian government important questions. Get those, or which road did they pass before these tanks got to this camp of the Fulani terrorists in the north? Thank you, my people. Tosalo Numozia, and make it go viral.
Hello everyone and welcome. Today we are diving deep into a story that has captured the attention of millions of Nigerians and people across the world. It's a story about a man, a movement, and a legal battle that seems to have no end in sight. We're talking about Nnamdi Kanu. For those who might not know, Nnamdi Kanu is the leader of a group called the Indigenous People of Biafra, or IPOB. This group has been at the forefront of a campaign for the independence of the southeast region of Nigeria. a place they call Biafra. This is a conversation that has deep roots in our history, and Kanu has become its most prominent and vocal advocate in recent years. So, how did all this lead to his detention? Well, the journey has been quite a long and complicated one. Nnamdi Kanu was first arrested several years ago and faced charges related to his activism, including treasonable felony. He was granted bail under specific conditions, but later left the country. Fast forward to 2021, and the news broke that he had been arrested again, this time in Kenya, and brought back to Nigeria in a manner that his lawyers and many others have described as an extraordinary rendition. This event sparked a new and even more intense chapter in his legal saga, bringing him back into the custody of the Department of State Services, where he has remained ever since. Now, the reasons for his arrest are tied directly to his activities with IPOB. The Nigerian government views the group and its leaders' calls for secession as a direct threat to the country's unity and sovereignty. They have accused him of inciting violence and promoting an agenda that could destabilize the nation. On the other hand, Kanu and his supporters argue that they are simply exercising their right to self-determination, a right they believe is recognized under international law. They see his detention not as a matter of national security, but as the suppression of a political opinion, which creates a very tense and polarized atmosphere around his case. This brings us to where we are today in August 2025 with Nnamdi Kanu still behind bars. His continued detention has become one of the most talked about issues in Nigeria. It's a topic that fills the airwaves, dominates social media conversations, and has led to sit-at-home protests that affect the daily lives of millions in the southeast. The big question on everyone's mind is simple. With all the court dates and legal arguments, why hasn't a final decision been made? Why is he still in detention? The answer, as we will explore, is tangled in a web of complex legal arguments, judicial decisions, and perhaps a bit of politics. The primary reason Nnamdi Kanu remains in detention, according to his legal team, is a major legal roadblock. His lead counsel, Chief Aloy Ejimakor, has been very clear on this. He argues that Kanu is essentially being held without any legal basis because the judge who was handling his case, Justice Binta Nyako, officially stepped down. Back in September 2024, the judge issued what is called a recusal order, meaning she formally removed herself from the case. Ejimakor's point is that once a judge recuses herself, she can no longer make any decisions on that matter. It's like a referee leaving the field. They can't come back to award a penalty. This recusal is the real game changer in this legal chess match. Because the judge has stepped down, his lawyers argue that she is now functus officio, a Latin term that simply means her official duties in this specific case are over. Therefore, any action she takes afterward, like setting a new date for a hearing or even adjourning the case indefinitely, is considered null and void. Think about it. If the person in charge says they are no longer in charge, how can they continue to give orders? This is the core of the argument that Kanu's detention is currently unlawful because there is no valid court or judge with the power or jurisdiction to preside over his trial. Then there's the issue of the Supreme Court, the highest court in the land. The Supreme Court had previously made a ruling that, according to Kanu's lawyers, should have led to his release on bail. However, they argue that the lower courts have not complied with the spirit of this decision. This non-compliance adds another layer of frustration and complexity to the situation. It creates a perception that the judicial process is being stalled or even ignored. When decisions from the highest court don't seem to result in action, it raises serious questions about the rule of law and whether all citizens are being treated equally under it. To make matters even more complicated, Kanu's team had also filed a formal complaint of judicial misconduct against Justice Nyako, which remains unresolved. This unresolved complaint hangs over the proceedings, creating more legal tangles. So, when you put it all together, the judge's recusal, the questions about jurisdiction, the non-compliance with Supreme Court directives, and the pending misconduct complaint, you start to see why things are at a standstill. It's a legal puzzle where key pieces are missing, leaving Nnamdi Kanu in a state of indefinite detention without a clear path forward in the courtroom. It's a situation his lawyers describe as a constitutional crisis. Now let's look beyond the courtroom for a moment, because many people believe this case is not just about law, it's also deeply political. Some groups, like the Concerned Igbo Ministers Commission, have voiced strong opinions on this. They have suggested that there might be a political strategy at play, especially involving leaders in the southeast. Their claim is that some governors might be conspiring to keep Nnamdi Kanu in detention for their own political gain. The alleged plan is to time his release strategically to win political favor for President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's administration in the southeast, perhaps just before the next election cycle heats up. This theory, whether true or not, highlights a deep-seated mistrust in the political system. The idea is that Kanu has become a powerful bargaining chip. His freedom, in this view, is not just a matter for the courts to decide, but a political tool to be deployed at the most opportune moment. This perspective suggests his detention is prolonged not because of legal complexities, but because his continued presence behind bars serves a political purpose. It turns his case from a straightforward legal trial into a high-stakes political negotiation where the timing of his release could influence regional alliances and voter sentiments. This political angle is further supported by the calls from Kanu's lawyer to move the trial venue. Chief Ejimakor has argued that the case should be transferred to a federal high court in the southeast, which is the region where the alleged offenses took place. This is not just a logistical request, it carries significant political weight. A trial in the southeast would be seen by many as a fairer and more transparent process, taking place on home ground rather than in Abuja, which is perceived as the center of federal power. The resistance to this logical step feeds the narrative that the current setup is designed to maintain political control over the outcome. Ultimately, the line between law and politics in Nnamdi Kanu's case has become incredibly blurry. Is his detention a result of a broken legal process, as his lawyers argue, or is it a calculated political move, as some observers claim? It could very well be a combination of both. When a legal case carries such immense political consequences, it is almost impossible to separate the two. This is why the situation remains so tense and unresolved. Every legal delay is interpreted through a political lens, and every political statement is seen as an attempt to influence the judicial process, leaving the public to wonder where justice truly lies. As the legal and political drama unfolds, the calls for Nnamdi Kanu's release have grown louder and more widespread. It's not just his direct supporters anymore. Major socio-cultural organizations like the Apex Igbo group Ohanaeze Ndigbo Worldwide have stepped forward to demand his freedom. They have publicly stated that there is no sufficient reason for his continued detention, describing it as a moral burden on the Nigerian government. When a respected group like Ohanaeze speaks, it carries a lot of weight, signaling that the concern for Kanu's situation has moved from the fringes into the mainstream of Igbo leadership and thought. These calls for release are often framed as a pathway to peace and stability, especially in the southeast. The region has been heavily impacted by the ongoing situation, with frequent sit-at-home orders that cripple economic activity and disrupt the lives of ordinary people. Many leaders and citizens believe that releasing Nnamdi Kanu could be the first step toward de-escalating tensions and opening a door for genuine dialogue. They argue that holding him indefinitely only fuels resentment and strengthens the resolve of his followers, making a peaceful resolution much harder to achieve. His freedom, they suggest, is key to restoring normalcy. The government, however, remains firm in its position, citing national security concerns. From their perspective, releasing Kanu without a trial could be seen as a sign of weakness and might embolden other secessionist movements across the country. This standoff creates a difficult dilemma for the nation. On one hand, there is the principle of the rule of law, which demands a fair and speedy trial for every citizen. On the other hand, there are the government's responsibilities to maintain national unity and security. Finding a balance between these two is the great challenge that Nigeria faces today in this particular case. So what's next? The future remains uncertain. The legal path is blocked, the political will for a resolution seems absent, and public pressure continues to build. The case of Nnamdi Kanu is no longer just about one man. It has become a litmus test for Nigeria's justice system, its commitment to human rights, and its ability to manage political dissent peacefully. How this story ends will say a lot about the kind of country Nigeria aims to be. Will it be a nation governed strictly by the rule of law, or one where political considerations can keep a man in indefinite detention? As of today, August 7, 2025, the nation watches and waits.